Hello and warm welcome to join us for this edition of AN English News, and I'm Abdul Ahad Mohammadi. President Hamid Karzai on Saturday welcomed remarks from the Obama administration saying that Taliban insurgents were not America's enemies. Earlier this month, Vice President Joe Biden said in an interview that the militants did not represent a threat to U.S. interests unless they continue to shelter al-Qaeda. I am very happy that the American government has announced that the Taliban are not their enemies, and we hope that this message will help the Afghans reach peace and stability, Karzai said in a speech to the Academy of Science on Saturday. French Defense Minister Gerard Languet arrived in Afghanistan on Saturday for a two-day visit to meet troops ahead of the new year. During his trip, Languet will meet President Hamid Karzai and Defense Minister Abdurrahim Wardak. Languet touched down in Kabul 2 days after the death of two French Foreign Legion soldiers who were shot dead by a man wearing an Afghan army uniform in Kapisa province. Thursday's incident took the death toll among French soldiers since the start of the war in 2001 to 78. Foreign troops fighting in Afghanistan continue to pay a high toll, with 565 killed in 2011. The number is down from a wartime high of 711 in 2010 after the start of the surge, but up from 521 in 2009. Commanders from the NATO-led ISAF say violence is declining following the U.S. military surge, but the UN says violence is up, while recent mass casualties strikes by the Taliban on civilians and coalition troops have fueled analysts' predictions that more bloodshed is likely as NATO hands control for security to Afghan forces. Afghan forces backed by NATO-led coalition troops have killed 15 armed insurgents and detained 55 other suspects in Afghanistan over the past 24 hours, Interior Ministry said on Saturday. Afghan National Police, Army and coalition forces launched 18 joint operations in Kunar, Nangarhar, Kapisa Takhar, Baglan, Kandahar, Helmand, Wardak, Logar, Ghazni Coast and Herat provinces over the past 24 hours, the ministry said in a press release. As a result of these operations, 15 armed insurgents were killed, 4 wounded and 55 others were arrested by police, it said. The paramilitary Rangers of Pakistan has started taking possession of highly sensitive U.S. cargoes stranded in Pakistan following the blockade of the NATO supply route by Islamabad in protest against the November airstrikes that killed Pakistani border guards, Pakistani media reported on Saturday. Sources say that Pakistan Rangers has been directed by high authorities to take over the cargo containing military hardware and ammunition till the government makes a decision about the reopening of NATO supply route. Pakistan Rangers is said to have acquired a yard at Karachi's Port Qasim for this purpose. The death toll in a car bomb blast in the southeastern Pakistani city of Quetta rose to 15 on Saturday as rescuers found 7 more bodies in the rubble, police said. A car bomb exploded in front of the house of son of a former federal minister on Friday, and officials gave a death toll of 8. Some 14 others were wounded in the blast. Investigators also defused the big bomb and found the 7 hand grenades from the site of the explosion. Quetta is the capital of Balochistan province, which is a flashpoint for Taliban and sectarian violence. The United States has reached a deal to sell $3.48 billion worth of missiles and related technology to the United Arab Emirates as part of a massive buildup of defense technology among friendly Middle East nations near Iran. Pentagon spokesman George Little says that the U.S. and UAE have a strong defense relationship and are both interested in a secure and stable Persian Gulf region. The deal includes 96 missiles, along with supporting technology and training support that Little says will bolster the nation's missile defense capacity. At least 35 people have been reported killed during fresh protests against the Syrian government as hundreds of thousands of demonstrators flooded streets across the country. Activists say the deaths on Friday came as protesters, emboldened by the presence of Arab League observers in the country, took to the streets after Friday prayers. The UK-based Syrian Human Rights Observatory said more than 500,000 people turned out for the largest demonstrations in months. And that's all for now. Thanks for being with us.